How we doing, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brad, and today I'll be talking about another horror movie in my 31 days of Halloween movies, and that is Coraline. This movie is super duper creepy. I had never seen this film growing up. I knew about it. I don't know, maybe I just didn't have that in me to watch it. But now watching it now, I can definitely say this is a really, really good film, and I think it's a really great animated kids film. Why I think this movie works so well is because they took the adaptation of the novel and they just made it so beyond creative with this story. The story is really simple, it's really easy to follow, and it does feel like a fairy tale at times, just the basis of the story. But as you go along, this movie starts to become very creepy, and there's some insanely really disturbing images for a kids movie that I was very surprised that they went this way, and I loved every second of it. Especially that third act was so good. I was really impressed with the different creative styles of animation that they used to create this scares, especially for young children. I was really on board. I think Coraline is a pretty good character for this movie. She has an overarching arc that lasts the whole movie, and sometimes it takes a little bit to get used to her, that she can be kind of annoying and a little bit of a brat, but I will say she definitely does stand up for herself, and she's definitely a strong character, and you understand the position that where she's in. So I almost try to be in her shoes and maybe think maybe I would be this way if this is how my life was at the time. I just really enjoy that Coraline is such a strong character, which makes all of her decisions feel justified, and you understand where she's coming from, and you're able to root for her because she is smart and that she's intelligent. I really enjoy the music in this film. It works perfectly all the way throughout. It's very creepy, it's very menacing, and it just gives off this creepy vibe when you're watching. It definitely has that Halloween special kind of music that every time if I'm gonna go listen to this, I'll be like, I'm feeling in the Halloween mood. I love the escalation of the story. I love how it just goes bigger and bigger and creepier as you go. And it has a nice elevation so that every time I'm watching the movie, I feel like it's a progression in the story. There's always something more that's happening. There's always something that I haven't experienced yet, as the movie slowly reveals things to you. And I think it does a really good job in its story structure, as I think the writing is very, very good. And especially for a kids movie, it's off the charts. I love the cinematography and the colors and the direction that this movie went in. There's a whole vast array of colors, and they just didn't hold back from having really creative and weird sequences in this movie. The voice acting is great, really sets a tone for the whole movie, feels very believable to these characters. Overall, I think this is a pretty good movie. I mean, if we're going to go into some negatives with this movie, I feel as though that sometimes it could be a little too straightforward, and I kind of saw everything that was going on. I get it's more for children, but that doesn't really excuse the fact that it's very, very simple. And I wish there was a little bit more they did with the certain aspects of the film. Sometimes it feels like it's repetitive at times. I feel like, okay, you already did that. Let's just expand it a little bit more. There's also this side character that probably people like. I found him very just not really useful to the movie. I feel like if you cut him out and you just change some of the elements, I don't feel like you really need him in there. I feel like he's a plot device to get the story going and to help Coraline in any situation that she needed. And that was just a little disappointing for me. I think there could have been more they did with that specific character. This is a pretty enjoyable movie. I'd say if you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. I really thought that I want to watch this movie again, and maybe I want to like it more. It seems to me that everyone really, really loves this movie, and I don't know if people read the book and then the adaptation was just so good, and maybe people have nostalgic for it. I'm not too sure, but I think this is a really, really good movie that you gotta check out, especially during the Halloween time. And this movie should be for a little bit of older kids, maybe 8, 9 to 10 years old, because there's some really creepy elements that I don't think you should be showing to younger kids. I think anybody can enjoy this movie, so I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. Let me know, guys, have you seen Coraline? Do you guys not like my score again? Very surprising. Let me know what are some of your favorite Halloween movies. I want to know them down below. As always, please like, share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me that you have liking my videos. Subscribe to my channel. You guys are the best. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.